Hello there, this is Cookies. I have turned 39 in Naba. We get our first Gula, so we'll have to check her out. We do have some battles, and we're also trying to retake Hynaf. So let's see if we can kill these militia. Now, unfortunately for me, I didn't have a lot in this fort because my stuff was way off in Panuonia. So we've just got a couple of Hermit Sahirs that we brought. We've got this Adite Elite Soldier, a couple of Lamias, this Sheik, and then we've got a number of militia going up against a number of militia. Now these militia have shields, so we'll have to see how we do. The, the Hin are running forward. They do pretty good attacks, so it's somewhat surprising. Like, I know they're getting harassed down pretty hard, but they should be dealing some damage. You guys only have 11 defense. One of them gets killed. I don't know how they're missing some. Are they getting repelled? We did hit. Yeah, they're getting repelled. Yeah. So that's the downside to that bite attack. So they both get killed. Oh, our militias start trading. Unfortunately, the Hin didn't do anything. There's more of these militia than there are in my militia. Both sides run. Except this guy. The commander of the militia. And unfortunately, this HP routes my little force. So all these guys run, but Othar is still here to claim victory. So I'm going to have to send a follow-up force. In Vongar, got this little raiding party that we saw last turn, but now we have a counter raiding party from Kidson, who's playing man. So he's got a pack of his Knights of Avalon with 2 monks to bless them. He has this heroic agility. Oh, look at those stats. Commander of Avalon. So I think man takes this. He's just brought more sacreds, and they're pretty experienced. Have a stats advantage. Even though these centaur are very high defense. I like how they're just running past each other. Right? The heavy infantry shouldn't stand up much. Right? So they do clear up the centaur. So they kill. Oh, wrong grade. All right. So they kill four sacreds and the mage. They lose 2 of their monks though, which is fortunate. So this raiding party will need to meet up with new monks in Eagle Reach Mountain. But kind of spoiled it a little. We have several little packs of centaur, 2 of them sacred, another pack of knights with some monks defending, along with a little bit of a PD dump. So the basic centaur get caught up on the PD. The knights are going to find the black centaur. These black centaur are going to come up to try and help. They gang up on one of these knights. This knight's trying to break through. And here we see the sort of like 1v1 aspect. So 2 similar sized groups of sacreds. 13 attack, 18 defense. I guess it's 14 on the actual weapon. Yes, very high attack, 22 attack, 19 defense. So it's going to be, I think, hard for these Knights of Avalon in similar numbers to deal with the Centaurs. We'll see, though. They might be about to lose their commander, but then the monks are also about to get killed. Centaur are berserk, though. So you can see the ones that haven't been procced berserk are running, but the berserk ones have cleaned up the PD and have finished either routing or killing off the knights, but they've got no leadership. So it's technically a victory for Asphodel, but it was very bloody on both sides. So Asphodel loses 3 of their Centaur Hierophants, 1 of their Black Centaur, and their 5 regular Centaur. Man loses their 3 commanders as well, their 3 monks. They lose all 8 of their knights, they lose 16 of their longbowmen, and this sort of like light PD dump. Maybe it's just 10 PD, so it's not that big of a deal, but there's 54 troops here, so kind of sucks to lose that. So that was pretty bloody on both sides. Then we have Abyssia moving at Bandarlog. Okay, so here we have the Grand Army of Abyssia. This is a little bit of Bandar's cap PD. Let's see, so what do we have here? Big blocks of stuff. We have Abyssian infantry. We have the lava warriors behind them on the right flank. Behind them, even further, are great lions and salamanders. In the center, we lead off with some wolves, followed by human bread. We also lead with Abyssian infantry, and then help them out with several groups of flagellants. In the rear, we have another block of lava warriors, and on the left flank, one of those groups of flagellants I mentioned earlier, but also a number of archers. We have Leogryphs, we have Hellspawn. And that left flank is also reinforced by Kitty Death Meowth the most, who's holding up Mother Oak, has some nature gems on him. And we'll see how iFlight plans to defend against this large army, large amount of mage support. So this army is fairly well supported from Abyssia, so we'll have to see how he tries to crack this. Ballin's making his move. Then Irene storms the last Jotunheim fort. Probably goodbye to Snuggles. He's gotten a little bit greedy. He's not brought the Sorgina this time, and frankly, they didn't put up a great showing last time either, getting 11 kills. But there's nothing really inside, just a few wolf riders and wall garrison and troops in the gate. So we'll see what damage the hurlers can do, but this should be a pretty easy W for Pyrene. Looks like he does have one mage throwing out luck. Should be helpful against the hurlers. Wolf riders have fled. The wall garrison has now fled. They are on attack rear. Okay, so they've finally stopped chasing the retreating guys. They've split up, so they're getting both sides of the wall. Very nice. Gonna clean up the wall garrison. He ends up losing 20 swordsmen and I guess 4 to 10 knights. So fairly steep attrition, but probably okay. He probably doesn't need as many swordsmen anymore. And he does take the fort, so Jotunheim is gone. Game Snuggles. And then we've got one last fight between Hudson and Distant Horizon. And in Asphodel, so we have a huge force, tons of longbowmen, lots of monks to bless, a line of knights, Avalon out in front. This force is just gigantic. Now inside, Asphodel is defending. Got the longbows on the walls, he has the Minotaur in the gate, number of mannequins, another block of Minotaurs, including a mage doing wooden warriors, along with a group of Jade Maidens down here who are getting blessed up. Not as good as his Black Centaur, but still reasonably good. 19 defense, and they'll take that defense bless pretty well. A member of the Trinity with some air and apple of a panic casting Howl. So, considering the stuff advantage that man has, this could be a pretty gnarly defense. So, let's see how it goes. I'll go up by the panic. We can see these. There we go. So they're up at 26 defense. And they do have blur. And the lizards themselves are up at 18 defense. They're still very tricky to deal with. We do see the archers targeting the Jade Maidens and Minotaurs, though, which is really good. Maybe they were on target largest, which would target size 5. Oh, both of them are size 5. Maybe target cavalry would have worked. But anyways, as long as they're not targeting the wall Centaur archers, they'll be in pretty good shape, I think, for man. You can see the tremendous range that these longbows have, but they are starting to have some of these wolves come in on. And I would be somewhat concerned about some of these monks running around too. Although it looks like they're on advancing cast to provide banishment support. That should save them from the wolves, and the longbows can deal with them. And all this archery should also help deal with the Jades. Because they don't have... While they do have a tremendous amount of defense, getting harassed down, their lowish protection does make them vulnerable to archery. And these knights have reasonably high attack as well. Okay, so the knights are trying to make it through the Minotaurs, and the Minotaurs aren't going to trade nearly as well without the mannequins putting all the knights to sleep. So Kidson gets a pretty clean kill here. And pick up this panic too. And what does that mean? So he loses 6 of his 8 monks. That sucks, but they're pretty replaceable. He only loses 2 knights and 36 longbows, also very replaceable. On Asphodel's side, though, he kills, I guess, all of this. So either sends the Grey One home or kills it. Kills the Panic, which is very expensive. Kills these Centaur Hierophants, kills the Dryad Hag, all these other commanders, a decent amount of stuff, including Sacreds and Minotaurs. So this was a solid kill, getting 3-1, nearly 4-1 KD, attacking into a fort that has a bunch of Minotaurs and I would argue, better mage support than what he brought. So really showing off the longbowmen and the knights here. Great job. Let's see. We get flooded in Jarib, so we lose a bunch of gold. Province becomes more worthless. Gain a bunch of population in Glannis, which is great because we're blood hunting it. In Ablik, we gain some unrest. So checking out the... So yeah, now we've got the full free agent market going here. I'm still just watching this with interest, and I'll decide what I'm going to do after it. I'm continuing to site search and preach, so that's what you're seeing moving around. And continuing to rack up more research, running down conjuration down to conjuration 6 for these air summons. So get some of the cool Nabat mages. And other than that, continuing to just kind of ramp things up. You see the blood hunting still slowly ramping up. Removing this lady. Going. Oh, she's doing a site search, I guess. I'm pretty quickly gonna decide that I'm just gonna do the remote site search. Maybe I can get some sort of game-changing site, but I'm really kind of looking for like a game-changing site. We'll see what I can find. And I think that's it here. So not a heck of a lot going on. And yeah, and I'll go ahead and see you in turn 40 as we just scale up during peacetime. Have a good one.